So the amount of golfers that I meet that reach out for help and are struggling fundamentally with ball striking is really, really common. And it always comes down to two particular problems. And the one that every golfer ends up doing is they're getting the backswing completely wrong. So first of all, if you are struggling with your ball striking, what this basically means is that you are not allowing the club head to hit down enough on the golf ball. Okay, so your club head is moving upwards coming in towards that hitting area, and what this does, this means that you're going to end up obviously hitting more up on the ball, and the ball will sound more like that. If you start to allow the club head to hit more down on the ball, hopefully you guys can hear the difference between those two movements. So the question is, how do you do that? Well, I've been talking about it a little bit recently in terms of its pure simplicity, but what you do need to do is you need to stop trying to force so much rotation in the backswing. Okay, now what I mean by this, golfers who really struggle, golfers that kind of have a tendency in the backswing position that they don't understand sequence, and all that happens is that you end up moving everything together. And what I mean by this is that you move your chest, you move your lower body, and you turn everything like so. Now, this might seem like harmless, and this might seem like it's the thing that we're supposed to do, but what this ends up meaning, if you watch me, your head moves. And then once your head starts moving, then you're going to end up really swinging too flat. You're not going to swing very hard. And what's going to happen is the club's going to come down way too early, which means it'll hit in that contact area. So if that's not the correct thing to do, then what is? Well, I'm not saying you shouldn't turn, okay? But what I am saying is you probably don't need to turn as much as you potentially think. So a simple exercise to start off with. Hold the club lead hand only, bring it up in the air, and then bring your hand so it's opposite your trail foot. So let me take my width of stance up in the air in here. Okay, that brings my shoulder blade around. Then I just need to turn to about 80, 85, maybe 90 degrees of rotate. So it's not as much as you think. The reason why we all think it's more is because I think we all fall under this illusion that if we turn more, we'll be able to play a bigger swing. No, you think about anything else. If you're going to skim a stone, okay, or you're having a game of tennis, or I asked you to throw a ball, or you're going to throw a punch, whatever it is, you're not going to try and go, right, I'm going to throw this ball as far as I can. You just wouldn't do it. You would create resistance here, you would lift your arm back, and then you can release. It's the same as skimming a stone. It's the same with tennis. I know that's more of a hitting action, but it's still the same premise. You wouldn't kind of go, oh, I'm going to hit this tennis shot. You know, so what we need to start doing is you need to start thinking a little bit differently about your body. Wider stance. Keep this leg flexed. Try to feel like you're the ground. You try to feel like you're increasing your interaction with the ground, and then from there, think more about lifting your arms up. Okay, similar to what I just demonstrated with this exercise. And then from there, yeah, you're going to encourage a little bit of turn. But what it'll do is it'll give you the ability to strike more down on the ball, which will give you the sound and the results of what I just explained. See you soon.